What's up everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because it was highly requested when I mentioned that I was going to be doing microblading to my eyebrows. People wanted to see and wanted to know what it was all about. So I only had my cell phone with me, but you guys are going to see some footage from the microblading procedure while I was there. I went and had it done yesterday, so what you're seeing today is 1 day post microblading. In terms of getting microblading done, I chose to have it done because my eyebrows were way overplucked from the 90s. Even though I had way bushy eyebrows growing up, they were never growing back. So I had very sparse eyebrows, and you guys will see the before picture, which meant I was filling them in every day, trying to get them even, and it was honestly something that frustrated me. And even people would like comment about my eyebrows on YouTube sometime, but I just wanted to have them done because I felt like it would help the way my face looked. And so that's why I chose to do it. I found someone in the Syracuse area. There aren't a lot of people where I live that actually have experience doing this because it is a fairly new procedure. So what I'd recommend to you, if you are looking into it, try to find someone that has good experience. Find someone that's got either an Instagram or a Facebook where you can see the actual work that they've done. So I went with a girl named Kim at a local spa here, and she's been practicing for a while. I could see her work. I liked what she did because she does it in a way that looks very natural, and her clients don't have a lot of issues with healing time after the process, which I've heard is an issue for some people. So do your research and make sure you find someone that actually is certified. Ask them questions about how they got trained, and go from there. The process itself, I went in for a quick consult, and then when I went in for the microblading yesterday, I was probably there a total of an hour and a half, and the actual procedure did not take long at all. I know a lot of people ask that. The actual microblading process itself was probably only like 30 to 40 minutes. She started with a numbing cream that she put all over my eyebrows, and then she had to let that sit there for a certain amount of time for it to really take effect. And I want to say at least 15-20 minutes she let it sit there to really make sure that I was numbed up. Now the numbing cream isn't going to take away like the entire feel of it, but it definitely, for me personally, I could barely feel her doing it. So if you're someone who's hesitant about doing it because of the pain, there really wasn't any pain at all. I've never had a tattoo or anything like that, and I believe that's kind of what they compare it to. Microblading though for your eyebrows is a semi-permanent tattoo basically, so it's not going to stay there for life. You do have to get touch-ups done. So say you don't like it, it's not there forever. I do go back in a month for one more touch-up. So what you guys see here right now is a little bit darker probably. It is going to fade a little bit, and I think that's what a lot of people worry. They think after their procedure that all their eyebrows like wash off, but it's just part of the process. When you initially do that, that ink, from what Kim said, is at the surface of your skin. Not all of it has absorbed in, so it's gonna look darker when you first leave. I actually prefer this. This is the darkness I really like because I am a dark haired girl. So when we go back for my 30-day touch-up, we'll probably have to put more ink in to keep it that darker color. In terms of what you need to do ahead of time, nothing really. You just have to be careful with what you're like wearing on your face and stuff like that, Like I said, it was a really easy process. I was a little bit nervous, so I was very surprised at how much it didn't hurt. She does like these fine little brush strokes on your eyebrows, and I can feel like the little brush stroke, but I did not feel any kind of like blade. So I know the word blade sounds scary, but it just kind of felt like a little brush stroke, quite honestly. There was a couple spots I could feel it, and that was basically it. I was like, oh, I can feel that spot, but it wasn't like, oh my God, this is so painful. So that was really good. And also before we got started, what she did too is we looked at my eyebrows into a mirror and I kind of showed her my style, what I like for an eyebrow. I like a little bit more squared. I wanted a little more arch, a little more thickness, and fill it in, and it was that simple. So she kind of drew it on my face ahead of time, and then she showed me again, made sure I liked what I was seeing, and then even when she started with my eyebrow, she stopped again and said, you know, I want to make sure you like where this is going so far. So she was really great to work with because she kind of helped me through the whole process. So, you know, those are your eyebrows. You want to make sure they look fleeky and whatnot. And in terms of cost, so I went and did the consult. Yesterday was my first session, and then I go back in 30 days to have my first touch-up. All of that combined was $500. So I've heard price ranges really vary based on where you live. I've heard some people have done them for $1,500. I've heard someone has done them for like $100. So just do your research and see. I would not do this with like, I wouldn't look for the best deal on this, you know what I mean? I would look for someone who has good experience and is gonna give you what you want. In terms of aftercare, which is hard for me this week, is I have to be careful with sweating. You have to be careful with being out in the sun. You really have to take the care that you put into them afterwards is gonna help the longevity of the eyebrow. So if you just paid $500, you wanna keep them looking good. So I have to be careful not to sweat. I have to wash them twice a day, and then I put this Aquaphor ointment on them, so I'm basically gonna have greasy eyebrows. It's all about keeping them moisturized, keeping them out of the sun. You know, you don't wanna be putting like harsh chemicals on them, anything like that that's gonna draw the ink out and not have them look as good for as long. So yeah, I'm only one day post microblading, but I'm super happy I did it. I love that it's like, to me, a very natural look. I don't feel like you would look at me and go, ooh, that girl had her eyebrows tattooed on. So I'm all about the natural look, and these are gonna come down and end up being a little bit more natural looking. But they do really look like hair strokes, which I think is very cool. You'll see that in the before and after picture. But so far I'm very happy with it. It was a very easy process. If you're someone that's like stressed about your eyebrows or whatever, I highly suggest it if you can afford it. But yeah, I go back in 30 days, so I will keep you posted on my vlogs, how I like it and what I think about it, and I'll probably do like a month update on the process. So that's it. If you guys have any other questions about the process, the procedure, any of that stuff, comment below. I'd be glad to answer it. And I hope this was helpful for anyone who's looking into getting it done.